Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is Tuesday, May 15th, 2018. And we have to find the most anti-Q block, anti-paladin deck humanly possible. Nerfs are incoming. Nerfs. And I first want to talk about these nerfs. And then I want to talk about building decks. And zerothly, I want to get huge. There we go. Let's go ahead and scoot me back in there. I want to talk about what the nerfs that are incoming are. So first of all, if we look at the Lackey, this is being moved to 6 cost. This has been moved to 6 cost, which is fantastic. Dark Pact, this is being reduced to 4 health healing. So hey, already we're starting to see that one of the core defining decks in the meta, the Q block, is having 2 of its big pieces weakened. That's actually it for the Warlock in terms of nerfs. The other thing that's significant is Call to Arms. This is being boosted from a 4-cost card to a 5-cost card. And if any of you watched the Omni-Slash video that Brian Kibler made, where he talked a little bit about what nerfs he thought should happen and what cards he thought were problem cards, Call to Arms was one that he highlighted, in that this pretty much belongs in all Paladin decks. It's really hard to come up with an argument not to include this because it's just so high value. It places a bunch of things on the board, it thins your deck, it does all this really, really good stuff. And even if it's 5 cost, it's still good. And so they're bumping this to 5. That's really going to help against even Paladin and Paladin decks in general. Last big significant thing as far as I'm concerned that they changed, or second to last, is Spiteful Summoners being bumped to 7 cost, which I think is actually really nice. There's a lot of significant answers that can come up on turn, 6, 7. As in if you coin out a Spiteful Summoner on turn 6 or play it on turn 7. Just the ability to play another threat, to get another nerd out, to have an extra turn to draw, these sorts of things I think will greatly help against the Spiteful Summoner. And last, and absolutely least, I don't mind if this deck never comes back ever again, the Caverns Below. This puppy is insanely oppressive right now, and I use that word very deliberately, but I'll also use it very cautiously. The thing about the word oppressive is that some people use that word when they're just feeling in a histrionic mood and they want to reach for the biggest, most dramatic sounding word that they can. I use oppressive deliberately in that the Caverns Below creates kind of an invisible wall. It just says if you're ever too controlly, boom, the Caverns Below is going to start cropping up, and Crystal Core is going to start making a whole bunch of 5/5s to blow you up immediately. This is why my huge, grindy Fatigue Mage decks, my Fatigue Warrior style things that I'm a huge fan of, why they sort of shit the bed in the current meta, because Caverns Below just creates that blocker. This is the ultimate anti-control card. So this is being changed from everything as a 5/5 to everything as a 4/4. So here's what I sort of surmise will happen. Caverns Below is going to hit a power level that I think is going to be just deal-withable, or it might simply evaporate altogether, which is great. Some of the board-buildy nature that will happen with, a Call to Arms, some of that board-buildy nature will be reduced. Some of the board-buildy nature of a Spiteful Summoner will get reduced a little bit, and I think most importantly of all, the Q block can no longer get the Possessed Lackey out to shut down and then do the Dark Pact in order to heal up. I, in particular, think it's quite clever that they left it as restore 4 health, but kept it at 1 cost, because now this thing still runs into a Skulking Geist. So what I'm interested in, what I really feel like is a sort of defining trait of decks that have been good, are decks that get what I'll call like a mid-game spike. And I'm actually going to run this even Warrior just to show what I'm talking about. We're going to see the deck list crop up on the side in a moment, and I'm not going to be playing this all day long. I'm just going to play it some. You saw me do a video on this last week. But this, I really feel like in the current meta, a mid-game spike is important. And what do I mean by that? Well, largely, I'm talking about that there's very swarmy, overwhelm you decks, even Paladin, odd Paladin, even some of the spiteful decks that are hoping to get a whole bunch of board control. There's a lot of those nerds out there. Nice. What do you know? It's the rogue. So there's a lot of these aggro type buildy-uppy decks, and then there's other decks that kind of need some momentum and some time to build up and to get going. Just your traditional control-ish styles. Even Q-Block uses, you know, some of that sort of feel to it, although they can get earlier spikes as well. And so I think that decks like this one are going to be really important to think about. Now, what are the characteristics of this that I think addresses that? A card like Gather Your Party with all the gigantic 8-cost minions that I have. And let me actually get this overlay up and running. Boom. There you go. Things that like Gather Your Party in order to summon like a Lich King, a Geosculper Yip, a Charged Devilsaur, things like this. If I'm able to cheat out one of those very large minions on turn 5, or then I get the Woe Cleaver, and then I can begin summoning tons and tons and tons of huge dudes, we're going to have a very strong turn 7, 8, 9, 10, right around there.
Such a perfect specimen.
This is actually kind of tragic that I can't do anything about Zola. So I think this is going to complete on turn 6. So I'm interested to try to come up with something that's like nice and middlishly spiky. That's très intéressant to me. I would love a Warpath, but it looks like I may very well not get it. I guess that's pretty good. But in a way, it's pretty bad, because he's going to go hit, hit, play, hit, hit, play, hit, hit. I think we drew pretty poorly, given that I've drawn only one of my 2 costers. Ooh, Sonya. That's a big suck. Dude, I so knew that this Sonya was coming.
You incur my wrath.
No, I know. It's fine. It's just an example game. So this is the deck that's getting nerfed. This one right here. And we can see why. I whiffed the draw pretty damn hard. I mean, I'm drawing most of this high end and literally none of the half deck that's on this side, but that's totally fine.
Well played.
I think we'll die. Actually, I don't even care enough to let this thing finish. I'm only sad about the bad draw and that I couldn't show where I think the importance of the spike is. If we have a little bit more time to grow, I think that decks like this are going to be significant. So, what I want to say is, what are some really good, like, middle-ishly burst decks that can exist? Oh, I actually saw Kalento doing one of these decks, and how did he do it? He had this really interesting structure to his deck. He only ran one of these. He did have a Corrosive Sludge. Did he have a Carnivorous Cube? I don't know. I think it was actually just the Faceless Manipulators. Oops, not Howling Howl. Ferocious Howl. And the Fate Spinner. Controlly Big Dude Priest. Shadow Priest Clockwork Automaton deck. Oh god, I can't tell you how sad I am that Anduin the Reaper exists. I want Anduin the Reaper to get out of my game. Get out. Because really, the Shadow form is where it's at. Really, the Shadow form is where it's at.
Malfurion versus Malfurion. I must protect
Spiteful Druid, mid-range burst kind of deck? Kinda, yeah, but I'm not running that garbage. Do I actually keep Fate Spinner? I feel like probably not. I feel like I just want my wild growths. Alright, this is pretty tight. Spidey, see you. Good to see you. Summer Salad, welcome. Redefine says, Dana, what do you think of Chameleos? I think the card is super cool. Unbelievably interesting. And I think it doesn't matter. That's the thing that kind of breaks my heart about it. It just don't matter. Because, I mean, like, if you're up against a Warlock who goes Hero Power turn 2, you're like, well, I know what he has. Lysozyme says, can you tell us a joke? I did hear a joke recently. And it was so dumb. I can't remember. How does the joke go? You know, I used to memorize jokes as a kid. I used to just have them on command. And they're just gone. They're just completely missing. I'm trying to think, like, I used to memorize a lot of blonde jokes, which, now that I'm an adult, they're so stupid. The stereotype that blondes are dumb. Like, this is a stereotype that I don't know if it's rooted in anything. It's just like, I just want to be able to say it. How do you get a one-armed blonde out of a tree? You wave. It's not a good joke. I'm not even sure that it is a joke. Gimpsaur says it's rooted in fact because most people are dumb. That is true. That is true facts with Gimpsaur. Oh my god, Entropy says day 9 story time. I was at the gym the other day and I was tired towards the end of the workout. When out of nowhere the Rhythm of the Night started playing and I imagine you doing the fusion core dance and it gave me the energy I needed to push through and finish strong, lol. Man, hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about, baby. I'm in a little bit of a bind. I have a mild injury that'll prevent me from doing gymly things for like, probably like a week or something. But that's fine. That's fine. What are some other good jokes? There's some dumb jokes I really like. What kind of bees make milk? Boobies. Whoa! What are some other amazing ones? I think he might be me. Nah, he ain't. Hi, Dispy. Oh my god, of course, the coffee's in your spot. I poured a mug of coffee and then poured a mug of coffee because I have a bad brain. Okay. So we just need one of these little mid men. We need some middlemen. Gosh, what are some amazing jokes? Wait a minute.
My hand is too full.
Well, I'm not gonna not, you know.
My hand is too full.
Alright, I got a joke for you.
Life is over.
So there's a guy at a bar, and this bar is at the top of a 100-story tall skyscraper. This deluxe luxury bar. And he's up there, just kind of feeling a little sad, a little dejected at the end of the day. And he's sitting there and he's watching this other guy talking to the bartender about the amazing architecture and the design of this building. And it starts to interest our sad protagonist, who starts to listen in. The gentleman who knows so much about the building starts turning over. What is this card? Starts turning over to the sad dad. Starts explaining to him too about all the amazing properties and how high and tall, and says, you know, there's also this one really weird aspect of this building. Because of the fact that it's so tall and so flat on that west side of the building, there's an extraordinary updraft that blows very strong winds up the side, so much so that if I jumped out that window right now, it would just push me right back in. Sad Dad immediately knows that this guy's just full of it and says, yeah, right, show me. The man stands up, jumps out the window, floats down 20 stories, and then magically whoosh, gets sucked right back into the bar. And the sad dad is amazed. He can't believe it. And the guy says, yeah, what? You've been having a rough day, man. Give it a try. It's exhilarating. It's thrilling. You're gonna love it. The man jumps out the window, falls 100 stories to his death, and the bartender says, Superman, you're a dick when you're drunk. What's happening in this game? I guess we'll... Delay of game. Such a stupid joke. It's such a stupid joke. I love dumb jokes like that, man. Bing Crusher says, I am whelmed. That's right. Not over or underwhelmed, just properly whelmed. It was engrossing, but lacked a good finish. That's really the struggle with that, is that I think I'm a good storyteller, but not with other people's material, right? It needs to be my own, because I think the storytelling, Sad Dad is actually the real win in that story, not Superman, you're a jerk when you're drunk. I tend to, whenever I tell a story, I only have like 3 or 4 points in my head, and the rest is just continuous embellishment. Where is a 5-cost chord? Ormagord, where's a 5-cost chord? Alright, let's dig for it, shall we? Boop. Got him. God, he's done so many jokes. There's some stupid jokes. Yeah, like, why did the blonde stare at the orange juice for an hour? Because it said, concentrate. Hey. What did the blonde say when she saw Cheerios? Look, donut seeds. Am I gonna lose this game? What burned? Wildgrove.
My thoughts are plagued.
I actually think we might just literally lose. I think my all-time favorite joke is, what is blue and not heavy? Light blue. You like that joke, Desvi? It's your dad's favorite joke. It's good because it like hurts a little bit. Like, just saying it out loud, I think hurts everyone around you like a little bit. Yeah, I think we're more than likely dead here. Yeah, so we out. It's a Cube Druid, man.
I can rest now.
Oh, that's what I could have done. I could have done Ixalit and Faceless, but then I would have left myself open. Asmodean says, why do people wear makeup and deodorant? because they're ugly and they smell. Oh my god.
Furion versus Rexar.
Let the hunt begin. I must protect the wild.
That's a funny joke. That is the anti-joke. Alright, let me move this puppy over. Oh, that's why I want to get some makeup and some deodorant. See, I like the sort of puns that when you hear it, you go, ah! Oh yeah, I love the what's a boomerang that doesn't work? A stick. Ah! What do you call Santa's little helpers? Subordinate clauses. Oh! Ah! Puns live right at the intersection of amusement and malice. Wow, hard run nesting rock, nice. I'll go ahead and draw 3. Remember this card? I got our naturalize, this is good. Very good, very well. Mr. Zicklesworth says, what's Turtle's favorite drink? Snapple. Aww. Sequel to... Oh, yeah, it's not. It doesn't give any boost. This is gonna be hilarious, man. I just... There's undoubtedly gonna be the... What? How does a penguin build its house? It glues it together. Average game guy. That's amazing. That's incredible. C'est incroyable. I think that was pretty good because that buffs our tank by 1.
Your magic shall not save.
No way. So sick. So slick. Wow. Owen Wilson, wow. Okay. Okay, let's just draw 3, go to 10, blow up a dude, shall we? Wow! Wow! Wow!
Out of my jungle!
Well, it's too bad we're not running double corrosive sludge. Otherwise, that would have been tight! This deck seems hard to pilot. I think I actually have to be very thoughtful with it as opposed to just saying puns. Oh, that's the wrong move. Malagos might actually just be good to slam on down there. I don't think he can deal with a Malagos very well. He's used both his Hunter's Morks. He's actually like a cards hunter. Like he's playing hunter cards. He's a cards hunter. I'm getting a little low here. This is... No way that helps. So I have to swipe this caveman. We have a good amount of armor gain in here, so...
Come dance to my song.
Really? I think I'm actually going to play the Moonfire. Let's get a swipe Rooney. Well, I'm gonna want to do the Oaken summons because I want to. Fucking come on. Oh, it's so painful. The order punish. That's the funniest thing of all, is that I feel like it's actually better to do it in the order that I did it in. Because then I might actually change the play. Like if I drew a... Did I die? Is we dead? Does he have another arcane shot and a face shoot? Alright, well... Well, you know, this does suck. So I can hit, and chill. Let's burn some cards, baby.
My hand is too full.
I didn't do the Jungle Giants because I think I actually just want the cards in my deck since we... Oh, wait! No, I was pointing! I was pointing and then I accidentally clicked enemy turn! Yeah, I mean, not completing the quest there is actually fine. Because I'd rather have the cards. Holy shit, I accidentally just misclicked, killed myself. That sucks so much. That sucks so much! Yeah, because we had 2 armor gains and Malfurion, so I didn't want to risk burning that because we can easily win if he has 1 card in hand. We don't need to complete the quest there. So at least that was correct, but in my effort to explain, I just ended the damn turn. Ugh. Fuck. This is the problem with having this thing here close to this end turn button there. I think it's actually the first time that's been an issue. Alright, well, at least I have something.
The victory is yours.
Look at this. Killing it. I feel like using the Moonfires should have been the play there. No, yeah, totally. That's exactly what we do. We, like, fucking use the Moonfires and kill stuff, man. Could have used him before. Depends on what we draw. Because, I mean, Malagos Moonfire is really good for just securing the board the following turn.
You're back.
I must protect.
Alright, well, we're holding on to Mr. Jones. We're holding on to the Wild Growth. Alright, this is the game. This is the game where we stabilize. This is the game. This is a good draw. Naturalizes we might ditch in favor of the Jasper Spellstones. You know, I think I'm actually going to do that. Naturalize made sense when I was trying to clear the board, but I'm not really trying to clear the board with this deck. I'm just trying to make sure that, or clear Q-block threats. Alright, we're gonna win this game. How's the deck working out? Well, we won the last game, but we conceded right before we did it. So that was a little sad. What else happened? This looks like a Keletheth guy. Brother Califethi. We lost our first game. We won the second one. Now, do I want to nourish this out? I think I do not.
For the wild.
Pickpocket? Huh. I wonder if he's ever gonna play a weapon. I'm gonna dig a little bit. Alright, so we are... I feel like he's got a hero power eventually. Any wild ladder in the future? I don't know. I kind of have a unusual schedule coming up because let's see here. So, oh yeah. Oh, all right. Oh, sick. All right. Well, literally all the cards that we want to interact with this, have been drawn in our first 15 cards. Fucking shit. Fuck. I should have waited one turn to do that. Because I can just do this on 9 and then Ixlid Faceless the next turn. So I'm doing this week, I'm gone on Friday. I'm not doing a mostly walking on Thursday, by the way, because I'm leaving town. So I'm gone on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Then I'm doing a normal week next week. There's a normal week again, and then I think a third normal week. I think that's normal. Yeah, and then I go down to the Electronics Entertainment Exposition. Sure. Will there be more Dominaria drafts? Ascor games, it depends on what the MTGA schedule is. The drafting is only open on weekends. I think he's actually screwing himself by using these cards so much. You'll regret that. I mean, we don't really have a choice. I think it's hard for him to deal with this if he just doesn't have a Vilespine Slayer. And then if I summon, like, loads of them, if I just, like, literally max out on Mela guys, do more draft teams to not Dominaria? I'm thinking probably. I drafted, like, all weekend. Ooh. Much as we surmised.
We are no one and everyone.
Alright, thief face. What a thieful man. Nice. Nice. I'm curious if this is how this works. If I do this, and then get the 1 damage, and then I play Malfurion, does it keep the 1 damage? And I get the hero power back, so now I can coin out and hero power again, and get 4 attack. That's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. What is a really huge mid-game spike that we can do? Because, I mean, this is basically just survive till you burst. Where is it? Well, this is good. He's, like, clearing the board for us, and I don't know why. All right. He's got the twig again. Oh my god, I am the Shaz says, Sean, I used to be addicted to Hokey Pokey, but then I turned myself around. It's a joke right there, dude. I think I wait just one more turn on this. Everyone at 1 health, right away. Isn't anything too scary yet. I was sort of expecting a gigantic, mega turn. Because if he replaces Twig of the World Tree, then he gets a whole turn again, yeah?
Brotherhood shall not fail.
Hermagerd, Birder, Herd. But he, like, actually didn't do it. We basically don't have any spells other than Ultimate Infestation. Okay, get a little damage in there.
You cannot escape the shadow.
Alright, so he's got the extra damage. Alright. Alright, cool. So what I'm going to do, I'm not going to play that. That's good. I mean, we might be able to just one-shot him. He's gonna want to kill that. Okay. I mean, if I play it now, I get 2 of them. Okay, so sort of yoked up on these guys right now. That's okay. Alright, I'm just gonna poke him in the face to death, man. I think I'll do this, and then this. Get some 0 mana Cursed Disciples. I actually don't think he can kill this. That's the funny part. I don't really know, man. I don't really know. I think we can make this work. I think we can make this work.
Death's shadow grows.
I think I need to be more intelligent about how I activate the quest and do it faster. I think that this is the card that I know how to play the least. You'll remember that this has been in my hand since the start of the game.
Too soon. You have no idea what I'm capable of.
Huh.
Come here, little fly.
Huh. Those Astral Tigers are actually kind of being a little brutal for me. Hey, fast question. I turned on the Twitch low latency mode. I want to do a test. Okay, here's how we're going to do the test. I'm going to say a word, and then I would love for you to reply with what that word is as fast as possible. So here we go. We're going to do the test. Here it comes. It's coming out.
I must choose soon.
That's all minions? Fuck! I've never played this card. Oh, shit. Let's get some all minions out. Does that give him lethal? Yeah. Oh my god.
You win. I can rest
God, that
now.
Fate Spinner sucks. Fate Spinner sucks so much. Alright, I thought it was +2/+2 to your own minions. Alright, I'm actually cutting this card. I'm putting another Corrosive Sludge in there because I hate Paladins and I hate Q blocks. Alright, here's the test. Here comes the test word. Are you ready? I'm going to go 3, 2, 1 and then say the word. Okay, 3, 2, 1 and then... There we go. Yeah, it turns out like half a chat was like, what? I thought it was your own minions. Yeah, no, I thought it was your own minions. I thought it was your own minions. I messed up. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to go 3, 2, 1. I'm going to say a word, okay? 3, 2, 1, Nurple. Nurple.
Malfurion versus Medivh.
Wow, that's a very small delay. That's like 3 seconds here.
Protect the wild.
Oh my god, hundreds of people typing Nurple! Mage, mage, stop by, do mage. Oh, Tempo Mage is going to be so ridiculous.
For the wild.
Someday I'll be just like you.
We have many secrets.
Well, we lost. I think we auto-lose to this deck. I think this deck is the absolute nuts right now.
Need a key?
Job's done.
Okay,
I can see.
okay. Interdimensional food again. Yeah, that's how I'm able to lose weight. I wanna actually try that mage out. Okay, so let's see if I can recall how this thing is built. Tempo Mage. Tristan Mage. I'm gonna text Tristan right now. Alright, I'm texting him because his favorite deck archetype is Tempo Mage. Alright, hold on. Alright. Compose. Hey, tune into my stream, man. I'm playing Tempo Mage. Let's see if we can do it. I named it Tristan Mage. That'll get him. Okay, so it definitely runs this and this. I think it runs maybe 1 or 0 of those. I'm gonna put in 1. It runs this. It definitely runs this. It runs glyphs. God, there's a lot of dumb cards here. This runs the Arcane Intellects. It runs the Cinder Storms. It runs the Counter Spell. It runs this. It runs these babies. It runs those. Oh, it runs this. Ah, yes. Then it runs 1 Life Drinker and the Amani Berserker. Ha! Remembered it completely. Look at me go. Remembered every card in this deck, man. I feel good. The only one I'm marginally doubtful of is Mirror Entity. Pretty sure that's a run at... Highest cost card. Highest cost creature, excuse me, is the Kirin Mage. Except for the Life Drink, which doesn't count. This deck's going to be insane post-nerf. This is actually the juice deck. This is the money deck. This is going to be the good deck. Oh my god! I have news. I want to share stuff with you. Listen to me. Listen to me. Did you know how fun it is to just go up to a friend and be like, best 5, rock, paper, scissors. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, throw. 1, 2, 3, throw. All right, these are claws. Prongs. I'm gonna play turn 1 Trident. I don't know if I just run that out. It seems bad to run out. I think maybe I don't actually keep these. I think I actually keep the Sorcerer's Apprentice and the Mirror Entities. Not Mirror Entities, excuse me, the Mana Worms. Represents more DiMaggio. What is this, man? This is just a Tempo Mage. Yeah. Alright, who's prepared to get pumped up, man?
Who you want me killed? War of obliteration.
Are you kidding me? Can't believe he's done this. I can't believe that of all the cards he could have snickety snatched up, it was that one. I can't believe that that's, of all things that he got, that's the ones that he got. So we gotta swing on in. Do I want to do this to proc the explosive? Yeah.
It's time for a little blood.
Good.
Well played.
And I think I do want to just swing that down.
Astounding.
Yeah. Hush. Stay hydrated, bot. Dan, I've been live for over 1 hour. At this point, your broadcast should have consumed 4 ounces of water to maintain your optimal hydration. Are you kidding me? I've had a full mug of this, man. I've had like 10 ounces. It could be a terrible thing. Oh my god, everything is horrible. How does he run so good? Yeah, it's fine. We got Alanith. Stay hydrated, bot. Yeah, Actually, I've noticed that I have this issue on weekends, where a lot of times I feel just worse on weekends than on weekdays. This game, dude. This game is killing me. I'm conceding. That's fine, that's fine. This is why we're rank 5 0 stars, is because we can just happily concede games like this to get on our up ramp to rank 1 in Infinity and beyond. I found this. I have this thing where during my weekdays I'm so rigid and focused and work-oriented and just cramming as much in as I humanly possibly can, right? Like the get up, eat the healthy breakfast, go work out, come back, do some work emails, do the stream, turn it off, eat the healthy meal, clean the house, you know, stuff like that. Watch one episode of television before bed. Things like this. This has been my modus operandi.
You asked for it.
Ooh, well that's an acceptable run out. Let's just get the mana worm and complete things. But what I've been finding is that on the weekends, I don't take as many steps to be consistent. I don't drink a lot of water. I don't drink a lot of coffee. I tend to just like blob it up. And I think if I just like woke up, made myself drink coffee, water, and have breakfast like right away, instead of just like sitting in my bed and derping on the internet, this is fun. Instead of doing that, I'd be in so much better shape.
Reporting for duty.
Explosive room. That's good. We're gonna counter his turn 4 call to arms. Oh, who's a beautiful gray princess? It's Despy. It's Despy. Silvo says you seem a tad stressed. Perhaps you could do with a nice, relaxing Stardew Valley day with Soren. Maybe yes, maybe no, maybe absolutely so. What can he do on turn 3 that can hurt me? Nothing really. I'm gonna tap just 1, and yeah, I'm sorry, I keep putting this mug over here and my keys over here, and that's your spot. I should know that. I should know that by now. Anytime.
Reporting for duty.
So this prevents the coin call to arms, which is très important. Do I want to? I think I actually just Arcane Intellect here because it's better on mana. We fully expect a call to arms on this turn. Hey, come here. Yeah, what's up? Why are you so happy? Why are you such a happy cat? Oh, you're so happy. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, why are we going crazy today, huh? What's going on? See what we get. Oh, that's 100% it. Yeah, tummy time. Oh, tummy time. You hear that little meow when she goes like... Rrr. Oh, we're getting the chin rubs. Yep, you're looking at me insanely. Nerf friend. Hey, no, stop that. Don't do that. He's a nice cat. So if I just shoot him a whole bunch... What is with you, little kitten? You are a little kooky kitten. She's got too much energy. Dispy! Hello? Your tail is flopping around like crazy. You're looking at me with this just crazy expression in your face. By God, baby cat, I don't know what's gotten into you. I think it's pretty clear.
I found it first.
Could have shot him in the face. Despy. Hey, are you a happy cat? Okay. That's not gonna do it. Don't chew on me. She's just 10% too happy. little too happy. You need to calm down. Despy's like, sub to me. Yes, that's right. Any of you want to show love to Despy? Where are all my Despy lovers in chat? Feel free to sub to show your love to Despy. That's the most manipulative thing I think I've ever said in my life. But you know what? I don't care, because I love you, Despy. I'd do anything for you. Your tail hit a bottle. That's what happened. It's nothing new. Oh my god, look at this chat full of Despy lovers. I love it. Raining Pigs resubbing for 5 months. There's your Despy lover. Rector of Troy, Okra777, the Despy lovers.
Watch your
Darian. Darian. Dillian. I think we always chuck the Aleneth. What about me? Well, Sheriff is, I think she's on the heating pad right now. King Rex, 1987. I think I do play the Sorkar proc. By the way, I think running the Cinderstorm and the Arcane Missiles is an extremely interesting and cool choice in this deck. This certainly is not mine. You considered Vexcrow instead of Berserker? I mean, Berserker seems infinitely better. Yeah, I mean, Berserker seems just like...
This guy's toast.
Heads and toes above the other ones. We get a Frostbolt? Of course we can. We run just way too good not to. Probably better to run out both of these next turn. Loving this threadless shirt. Yeah, look at this. This is on Designed by Humans. This is on Designed by Humans. Crystal's Can 2056 says I don't like Despy and dislike cat breaks. Love you, Sean. I am warning you. Cinderstrom all night long. Actually, I probably need to play both this and this because then I won't have enough mana the next turn. Well, I think this is better. Entropy TV says, do you think the attacker chooses minion combat of Hearthstone is what limits the design team in terms of things like charge versus rush, or is it something else? I think the limitations that exist in design space in Hearthstone are due to just the limitation of axes. I don't think there's anything necessarily... Oh, that's such an incredible draw. Probably this. I don't really need any board control anymore. Like, in Magic the Gathering, for any of you who don't know, in Hearthstone, I choose who I attack, but in Magic, you just click on who's attacking, and the enemy chooses who blocks. So you can do things like, you know, if I attack with a 1-1 and a 2-2, if you have a 1-3 and a 2-2, you could block. Thank you. Thank you, a little sweetheart. You could arrange the block so that nothing dies. This deck is filthy good. And so, this creates a lot of complexity in Magic the Gathering, just in considering how attacks work. And you can have things like, this creature can't be blocked, or this creature may only be blocked by 2 or more, or this creature can only be blocked by creatures of the same color.
Brotherhood shall prevail.
I mean, that's just, I just ignore that and just end the game. Yeah. Old Long Johnson 420. First of all, strong name. Second of all, yeah, I think it's super necessary. Yeah. I very much so don't think it's just the attacking that causes a lack of design space in Hearthstone. I think it's just a lack of axes, because let's think about the things that exist in Magic, which has a very large design space compared to Hearthstone.
You asked for it.
There's no activated abilities. There's no graveyard. There's no exile. There's effectively no enchantments. Give me mana worms. Asking ye shan't receive. There's different colors, there's lands that have different capabilities. There's a lot. So I think that oh yeah, I can respond on my opponent's turn. That's probably the biggest one that limits the Hearthstone design space. Now do I coin this out? I think I just auto lose this matchup a high percentage of the time. I'm just gonna go ahead and coin this out and maybe draw something magical. Pile of Awesome says, I just watched you drafting Dominaria today and finally caught up with the VODs. I was really sad when you passed Time of Ice in your Jeskai deck. Yeah, no, I think card's pretty good. Card is pretty good. I actually drafted all weekend long. I marked several wins. Ooh. Feels so good.
I'm fast and furious!
It's fine.
We have many secrets.
Just gotta blow them up as fast as possible. We'll almost certainly lose this. This is like one of the few counter decks to this. Oh, since I drafted a lot this weekend, I've discovered that. Well, actually, let me finish my point on design space. So I think that's the. These are some of the big contributors. I think for the sake of Hearthstone. Yeah, I think the design space in Hearthstone is actually difficultly small. I'm always. I think this last expansion was hit and miss for me when I first looked at it. But the hits I thought were so exciting to me. I was like, yeah, like I think the odd even thing. Oh my god, you heard me rave and go crazy about that. That's like really, really cool. It just creates so many different structures to glom onto in terms of understanding decks, and it gives you really clear. This is annoying. This he's killing me. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 0. Good. So, but something like Rush, I think is like a weird card, or a weird mechanic, because I don't think that anyone would get fundamentally excited about Rush. And I feel like that was more or less the reaction from the community at large, where it was like, huh, why this? And there was a design answer, but not really a player-related answer. Take, for instance, you know, what are some of the other mechanics that have been really cool? Like the Old Gods, right?
Someday I'll be just like you.
Nice. Elemental is an interesting card. Like the Old Gods, people saw that and they were like, oh, I can't wait to play N'Zoth, but like, oh, a 3/3 that can attack minions, but not the face. Ah. So I can understand it as a functional mechanic. I recognize what it does intellectually, but I don't think that emotionally it gives me a big boner, right? I'm not, oh my god, look at this. It's a 2/5 with Rush that starts off, and it goes, and so it's not a bad mechanic. It's I'm gonna lose this game. Oh no! Mana Worm, live! Live, Mana Worm! Live! And that's how it's done. That's how you do it, in case any of you were curious how it is done. No! No! Ooh. Ooh.
It's time for a little blood.
I'm actually gonna do this, set him up. Shambles, have you ever thought of podcasts? You've insight on video game design and you're well spoken. Wouldn't mind listening to your lectures on a road trip. I don't really know when I would have time to record it. So I suppose you'll just have to tune in here, Shambles. Oh, we're so dead. We're like the deadest boy. Alright, let's go in. Alright. Will it blend? Where's this from? Just look up on YouTube, girl cries like race car. I just want to say I love you and I miss you. Ooh. Ooh. Uh-oh, give me your pyroblasts. Alright, that's fine. I do believe in delayed gratification. Just hit me with them pyroblasts. We're so fucking dead. Sorry, missed your call. Just calling you back to say that, I love you and I miss you. Ooh. Alright, we're trying hard. I think, like, if I just draw a burn spell every turn and he doesn't play a creature and I can just keep shooting him in his face. Get out of here! Suck on 6. Well, if we get 2 Pyroblasts in a row, we can...
We have many secrets.
Alright, well this is kind of like a burn spell. Yeah, I just have a lot of stuff I want to talk about today. I need to get a little more organized in my brain. I'm letting my mind wander off here and there. I want to tense the brain. Oh my god, he's mulliganing so hard. I don't believe this shit. This is horse shit. Fuck. Or he's at 16. It's gonna go to 20. I think, like, I need to... Alright, so 16. So, I mean, if I can go, like, Pyroblast. Oh, God.
An incredible discovery.
I think I'm in a real hurry right now. Alright, how do I do this? I mean, really, I just shoot him in the face, we hope for Pyroblast and Primordial Glyph, and that's it? I think that's it. Well, we're not getting through on land. Alright, just give me a Pyroblast right now, and then off the top of Primordial Glyph. Well, maybe a Pyroblast now. The worst Primordial Glyph ever. But, Shinkari. Shinkari, you want to talk about your game? Well, I mean, I'm trying to be more responsible about not saying yes to stuff like this, because I tend to have almost no free time. Alright, we're still working the same plan, which is shoot her. Like, now, basically, we need to, like, maybe get some damage off an Explosive Rune and a Pyroblast and an Alaneth. I don't know. Robot Man dances how to expand the design space in Hearthstone. I think it's very difficult unless they start to introduce some new axes. I think there's a lack of axes. Alright, so here's the plan. Alright, we get this out. We gotta shoot it like this. We gotta shoot it like this, because then he'll hit and he'll go down. I don't have any plan beyond that. Okay, in a way that this is helpful. This is in a way helpful. Alright, this is more damage than I could have ever hoped to deal. Alright, so we're both on the same team right now. As it's a board game that I've done a lot of playtesting on, but a lot of feedback I've gotten is from people who have played the game. I asked them what they liked and didn't like, and that's really it. Okay. I'm going to give you some thoughts right after this. There it is! There it is! 4 to the face. 4 to the face. So, I mean, the amount of luck that we are going to need to achieve in order to win this game is staggering. Alright. I'm never leaving this game. Staying here till the very bitter end. I'm getting out of this game.
You win this
So first of all, Shinkari. Very important. Here's a very important thing, okay? I'm gonna give you a basic framework for thinking about playtesting your game and building your game, okay? Now, because it's a board games are very often like 95% design, 5% production, which is very different from like a large AAA game, which, you know, I feel like is 10-20% design, 80-90% production, right? It's just very difficult to coordinate, like if you're Ubisoft, 1,000 people to make a game. And so making sure that everyone has the work set up, you know, you'll have someone who just does heads. All they do is do models for heads, so they can churn out X heads a week, and this is how we can guarantee that we have a city of at least 150 different looking citizens in it, right? That's a production problem, it's not a design problem. So. What a dick. So when I think about the design side, right, first of all, I think it's important that you define what your claim of fun is. Like, what is actually fun about what you're trying to do? And I don't mean as in a, oh, this is reassurance for myself. I mean, like, what's your damn goal, right? How do you have ways to describe what the desired output is? So let me give an example of Dota, right? You might say, okay, I think it's really, really fun to have to know what enemy abilities are in order to respond to them, and I want there to always be a solution somewhere in the item store. This is hard for me to think and say this at the same time. I'm going to do this. I'm probably going to be tempted to trade away then. And I think that's fun. I think that's a fun process to know that you want item X and to work towards it in a game and to solve it. Are we about to die? I think we're about to live.
We have many secrets.
Who you want me killed? Who you want me killed?
And then what you might do is you might... I'm trying to think of a less abstract example. Let me try to give a better one. I'm trying to think of a simpler one, because like, if you haven't played Dota, I realize that this example struggles. And I want an example that don't struggle so much. Alright, so here's what's going to happen. We are going to run this out first. I know we have a mana worm, but we want to make sure that we have enough mana to... Never mind. I'm trying to think of a simpler non-Dota example. You know, I'm just gonna wait. I'm gonna wait till in between the games. I'm gonna give such a great sequence of examples.
Mushroom power!
Get out of here. Ah! Who you gonna kill? Really? Oh, very well. Very good. Let's just draw something magical. Do you believe in missiles? How can a man be so unlucky? I think I should have traded first and then used the missiles. I think that's what I should have done. Yep. Yep. That's okay. He's like a burn card away from becoming roasty toasty. Mega boasty. Let me actually see if I can work that Dota example.
Out of my jungle!
See if I can work that. I mean, like, he's one fireball away from death.
Reporting for duty.
Okay, I'm going to stick with my Dota example, but I'm just going to give it a little extra pad. My god.
We have many secrets.
You're happening in a turn to get ready.
Reporting for duty.
Cool. Yep. And then you gotta trade away alive. Alright, so now if he has another level up, we're also gonna roast him.
How long can this go on? How long can this go on?
The light dims, but we
So we're close to winning. We're close to losing. That is the best one. I think I just literally need to draw the fireball right now. Let's draw the Arcane Intellect for the sweat, huh? Or the Primordial Glyph for the sweat. Well, this doesn't help anyone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have 11 health.
An incredible discovery.
Alright, this is good. This is for the sweat, right? This is for the sweat. He's down to 6, so if we draw the Arcane Intellect, Primordial Glyph, ideally we just like a fireball, just close this thing out proper. Could mess up and play a creature. No. That's not good. Okay, tight.
Reporting for duty.
Just need a fireball. Oh, damn. That is the anti-fireball.
You win.
I think the big thing that hurt us is not drawing at either of our Cinder Storms, and I think I made a misplay on that Arcane Assist turn. But that's fine. I still feel like that's a good matchup. Okay, here we go. Okay, so Shankar, you say you want to do some play testing on your board game. You want some advice on the board game. I want to give you a generalized context for how I think, or at least what I think is a good approach. This is not the one true approach, but this is a good approach, right? This is a good approach. I think a huge mistake a lot of people do with their play tests is they don't know what it is that they're looking for. They don't know what the specific feedback that they're trying to gather is, and if they did get that, they don't know how to respond to it. I see a lot of people sit down and they'll do things like, all right, play my game. Oh, what'd you like and not like? Oh, you didn't like that? Oh gosh, I guess I better change that. Oh, you did like this? Cool, success. I think that this is the wrong way to go about it because of a few reasons. One, people are shitty at giving feedback. Even veteran feedback givers, it's just a very, very, very hard thing to do. It's not that people are bad, it's that it's a really hard thing to do. And I think second, and way more importantly, there's many different types of games that are fun. And it's not that one is better than the other, it's that they're different. And it's important to understand, therefore, what your big goal claim of fun is. So I want to start with that. First, I want you to have a good hypothesis for what you think is fun. An example I'm going to use for a moment is League versus Dota. Dota is very this thing, this ability, this item counters that thing. This hero counters that because of that. It's a lot of knowledge, understanding the space, and working towards solutions. League is very action-based. It's very hit the shot, dodge the shot. Okay? So, for instance, if you were designing Dota, you might say, I think it is fun to have a huge variety of different tools that can counter and respond to different tools, and I think it's fun to have this big network of possibilities that are there. On the League side, you might say, my definition of fun, what I think is fun, is the ability to solve problems through dodging and twitchiness and reflexing, and that sort of thing. That's what I want to focus on. So, if, for instance, I was working on Dota, if someone was playing with me and was like, I just want the ability to, like, dodge and roll out of the way. I want more movement options. I feel so stilted. I feel like I just use the ability or don't use the ability. I would take that feedback and go, oh, okay, cool. That's not what I'm trying to make. And that's fine. That's totally okay, right? You want to have some high-level definitions of what you actually are going for, what your claim of fun is. Now, what you might discover is that you might make some claim of fun, which is like, I think managing 7 different resources is really fun because of X and Y and Z. And you might playtest for a while and go, you know what, I think that claim is not true. That's fine to change your hypothesis, right? But you must have a hypothesis. You must have a core goal that you are driving towards. So I think this, you start to see how this actually bakes out what the rest of what you might do in your playtesting. If you are a normal designer, you don't complete a whole game and then hand it for playtesting. You're playtesting chunks. So what you might be doing is you might be looking for a lesser goal of the specific chunk you've created in the playtesting. So for instance, if I am working on if I was working on something like Super Smash Brothers, I might not be testing for the balance. I might not be testing if the characters are cool. I might not be testing the graphics. But I might be testing whether the basic inputs feel good. Whether it's easy and intuitive for the players to be able to do things. Right? So if I put it in front of people, I might give them difficult platforming challenges. I might have bots that do redundant moves that they have to maneuver around. And then I'll try to tune my questions towards that. If they say things like, ooh, this hero's way overpowered, this move's too good, ooh, put in this move, I don't care because it's not what I'm testing. The goal is not to satisfy all the wishes of the armchair designer. The goal is to gather data about the specific hypothesis that you're testing. So you have these fun high-level goals. You start to implement these little systems, and you go through and you're testing the system against these goals. And the idea is that these systems you believe will support your hypothesis that's at the top end. Again, using Dota as an example, I believe that having lots of stuff and trying to think through all these different counters and possibilities and having all these options. I think this is what's going to be really fun, is that thinky side. So I'm going to try items. I'm going to try different heroes that are there. I'm going to let you level up different abilities in different orders so you can respond in that way, right? You can start to see how these systems support this hypothesis. Whereas if you are an Overwatch, you might say, I think the fun is more about just the aiming and the shooting and the action. So I actually don't want mana. I don't want players to run out of mana and not be able to cast their abilities. It's going to be about aiming and coordination and action. Fewer abilities, much simpler inputs in Overwatch, but with more complex aiming that's there compared to it. So then I think that this is where the phrase iterate comes from, right? Because you have your goal, your hypothesis, you have your systems that you are investigating how well they support some of your claims. And then in the end, you can adjust based upon that in some direction. And so I think that would be like my sort of core basis. Because a lot of times people will be like, so what do you think? What do you mean, what do I think? What do you want to know? Like, I mean, if you, for instance, put
Jaina versus Gul'dan.
Actually, oh my god, amazing example. The designers of Company of Heroes wanted realism. They thought realism was a core goal of theirs. And therefore, infantry don't deal like any damage to tanks. Now, is that a competitively strong idea? Like, is it okay to have no counters to the tanks? Well, when I first played it, I was like, why can't infantry... You should have an infantry that's like an anti-tank thing, or at least they should deal some damage. It's unbalanced. And they're like, no, no, no. Realism. We're going for realism. That's our focus. It's realism, realism, realism. And if you've ever sat down to play Company of Heroes, that's just... It's just dripping with that stuff. And it makes it feel really strong and resonant. Now, this is where, if on Company of Heroes they tried to do... what the hell was I talking about? Yeah, if they tried to satisfy too many different goals, you run the risk of weakening some of those other axes. You run the risk of doing something like... I mulliganed, by the way, for control, not for aggro, which stinks a little bit. But you can completely envision how if I was trying to make the game kind of competitive and countery, and also trying to make it realistic, and also trying to make it super action-focused and have skill shots that are dodging, you're kind of going in a lot of different directions. And it's not that there can't be a game with all of those. All of them will be bad. Speaking of bad, I'm almost dead, man. That is by no means the claim that I'm trying to make. I'm gonna mulligan and try to get Blizzard here because I'm like super sick. Pretty sick day night. I'm not trying to say that, but what I am saying is that when you have a more varied scope of goals and the more vague they get, and sometimes you can wind up with conflicting goals. Totally deserve to lose that one. If you wind up doing that, you can get a lot of discordance in there. And, you know, like, any of the projects that I work on, if I'm ever feeling stuck, I just start removing goals and make it simpler. Turn 5 lethal, wow. Yeah, I mean, I did mulligan for a control deck with, like, the Primordial Glyph and the Tempo Mage. And actually, now that I've said that out loud, I think that's maybe a really weak mulligan, just in general. I think that I need to always go for a turn 1 and turn 2 dude. Like, do I mulligan the Tempo Mage? I think it's, like, Tempo Mage is one of the all-star cards, but holy shit, this draw, there we go. Also, his opening draw was pretty frickin' sensational. Like, pretty amazing. I think I do always keep Tempo Mage. I think I should have chucked the Primordial Glyph because that's sort of an anti-tempo. I think that was the big mistake. I needed to chuck that. Alright, let's get our heads in the game. Alright, this is a very hard game to lose. This is just an extraordinary run out. He doesn't have a lot of good turn 2 plays except for Warth. Which is fine. Because then he doesn't really have good turn 3 plays. Turn 3 sucks for Druid, man. Yeah, goodbye. Hard game to lose, hard game to lose. I'm really happy and satisfied. I think I was telling you guys about my little AI project that I spent probably like a good month and change just trying to figure out and learn enough, and now I can finally go back to code.
None can escape my fury.
Okay, Arcane Missiles, Primordial Glyph, and Change. I think there's not a lot of good targets for this. I think I'm going to claim that this is anti-tempo, and why keep an Arcane Intellect? I'd rather just have the cards in my hand at the outset of the game, and that would be stronger.
None will survive.
Shambles 299 says, got a friend coming over for movie night, no idea what to watch. Dude, let me tell you what to watch. You should watch Man from Nowhere. Movie is fucking sick. I love that movie. That movie is intense. I always shill that. Paddington 2, stunning. Paddington 2 is amazing. How do I play this out? Do I, like, wait a turn? I think I just keep jamming stuff down, and we're going to have a pretty hard focus on trading in this matchup. Also, Shinkari, something that I'll note that I think is, like, exceedingly important is that, ooh, this is a tough turn. Yeah, I think I actually should do this.
Many secrets.
And run this puppy out. And then we just hope he doesn't get health gain. I think there's something really important to note if you look at a lot of really successful games that have been made.
Speak your piece.
It's typically not a super duper ultra master designer who has all the magical design skills and is the unicorn of fun. That's typically not how huge smash hit titles get made. Instead, it's a combination of, one, persistence. Alright, as long as that doesn't get the health boost, I think we're mostly fine. As long as it doesn't get the health boost, we're mostly fine. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. We're about to die, though. Which kinda sucks, but, you know, what are you gonna do? So is he. He's almost about to die as well. A lot of where really successful games come from, if you just look in the last 20 years, it's someone sitting down, getting a really clear focus, a really clear vision, and pushing towards it. And just continuing to push, and because there's that really clear vision, and there's that really rigorous testing, and there's that persistence there, it winds up being something good. I think I have to do this. That's a pretty good one. I don't really know how we're going to live through this next turn, but... yeah, it's generally not that. Like, if you look at Counter-Strike, community mod. Dota, community mod. A lot of the core gameplay in team-based shooters, community mod style. This is all I got. We're about to hear a little bit of Leroy Jenkins in 100%. StarCraft 1. Kind of made in the era where no one was telling anyone what to do or what not to do. Just a bunch of dedicated people at Blizzard churning that puppy out. And Zati is lethal. We are not having good runs here. Battle Royale. Came from Arma 3 mod, correct? I think it was an Arma 1 mod. It was an Arma 1 mod that transitioned to Arma 2 and then to Arma 3. Or at the very least, it was an Arma 2 mod, because I played it under Arma 2. What are other huge smash hits? Yeah, I mean, like, a lot of these... I think there is a really false view that there's some magic there, when a lot of it is new ideas coming from one or a small group of people with a lot of dedication, persistence, and pushing on it. Do I keep the Amani Berserker? I feel like I do. Shinkar says, ironically, this game is based off Magic the Gathering. Your game? Are you talking about Hearthstone? I think you'd be very hard-pressed to say that this is based off Magic the Gathering. Very, very hard-pressed. People compare it to it a lot, but there were countless card games that existed. And if we look at Hearthstone, I think Hearthstone is another great example of this. Hearthstone was just basically 2 people working initially, and they were at 8 when they launched the game, right? 8 or less. That's how many people did all this shiz. Ocean card clarified he's referring to his own card game. That's fine, I'll just keep going on this point. Hellfire! Oh, how I miss ye.
It's time for a little blood.
I think I actually ping and go in, I think. I ping and go in to the face. Yeah.
I found it first.
Alright, well he's back to full health. So if we look at this, this has small group people, 8 or less, doing lots and lots of innovation, like crazy, on how to do the interface, how to smooth out the mechanics, how to do classes and hero powers. There's a lot of design work that went into this game. This was not Hearthstone was not the product of like a gigantic company doing this overly huge push. Is it better for me to just do that? Doing some overly gigantic push to magically solve a bunch of problems. It's just a small number of people doing a lot of focused, hard work, a lot of good, clean, focused deliberation, and turning out what is a fantastic product. Little does he know that I'm gonna blow him up. Oh, that's a nice series of turns. So if I run out this first, and run out this next, probably this.
More. I must have more.
Hey, what up? Haha, nix, 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 nix. It's the best name.
Dare summon me.
Is he gonna hit and then he's gonna Dork Pact? Got everything I need. Right here in front of me. Yeah, no, you got me. Primordial Glyph is a ridiculous card. Oh, we're concerned to ape the maker of Stardew Valley. One guy doing literally the programming, the art, the design, the music. We killed it! We killed him! Oh, if we lost this, I was gonna switch decks, man.
Jaina versus Jaina.
You asked for it. Oh, it is on.
Alright. I just want the nerds. I think there's certainly, like, you know, large-scale innovations that happens too, but for the purposes of Shinkari. Let's just blow him up, man. Blow the man down. Oh, this stinks. Ah, this stinkers. Anyone working on any game projects in chat? You want to talk about game projects? I'm in a game project you talk any kind of mood.
It's time for a little blood.
Nice deck. He and I are the same thing. Save this for counterspell.
Someday I'll be just like you.
Or not. That's actually fine. That's going to be really good in this mirror.
have many secrets.
Okay.
Many secrets.
I actually want 2 copies of it. Oh, shit, I should have played that and then that. Whoa! God, man, my brain sucks.
Need a key?
It's a good one. It's a good one. Frozen clean. Frozen Clooney. Oh, let's first check for counter. Even better.
Need a key?
For Dalaran.
For Dalaran. I don't think we want to run Alaneth out immediately. I'm just glad I have it.
We have many secrets.
Someday I'll be just like you.
Alright, our counter spells butted heads. This is great. Not this one. Whoo! Very well. So we gotta live a little bit.
Need a key?
We want a spell bender, or I think I actually want the ice barrier here.
Perfect fit.
As sad and bland as that may seem. The reason I claim this is because he has no cards and he's left the game. Oh my god, Chinky Spaceman says, I'm learning Blender design and keycaps so that once Astroneer mods are allowed, I'll be able to make my own for the game. Oh, that's so awesome. Oh, Chunky Spaceman, do you have any photos? I love keycaps. Future Rooster says, I'm working on a game in Game Maker of a game like Stardew Valley, but set during a famine. More of a parody game, I guess.
Watch.
It's so
your
awesome.
Back. You asked for it.
I think this... You know, I'm kind of having regrets about my counterspell. Keep. Yeah, I think that was inefficient. Because I think that if I chuck that and get like a mana worm, for instance, nothing changes. I'm looking for spikes of power. Yeah, that was dumb. That was dumb, dumb, dumb. Dumb, dumb, dumb. It's going up on Newgrounds, if that gives you an idea. Oh, big bad dire mole.
An incredible discovery.
Yeah, see, this is inefficient. Drawing says, I've been building a PvP card-based dungeon crawler for about 2 years now. I'm kind of concerned about getting it out there, though. I'm not sure it'll reach enough people. Are you just concerned about the reach, or are there quality issues you're worried about?
So many options.
I think there's this really big false view, I think, that there's this false idea that, like, it's all predicated on if people see it. Therefore, it's all about marketing. It's all about who I can talk to and so on. That's the only thing. And I think there's a number of people in creative endeavors that get to, wow, this guy's borking it. Borking it, borking it, borking it. I actually like this play way better. Delay of game. Yeah, you know, there's a lot of people who do creative work where they'll make something that will be a 6 out of 10 or a 7 out of 10 in terms of quality. And don't get me wrong, that's hard to do. That's an achievement. I have no intentions to demean or diminish that as being easy. But what I will say is that there is a large amount of people that then the next step they take is to just stop and then start marketing it. And there's a lot of things that can bump it to an 8 or a 9 that will make it play as excellent. And, you know, for instance, I mean, like, okay, what gets a game seen? What makes people go like, ooh, I want to check that thing out? Really compelling art style. Things like, actually close to full health, so I think I'm just going to start going face.
Folks, welcome there.
Hello. If there's a really unique twist to how the game works, something like Super Hot is a great example of this. I think I do this, and then I like flame strike arcane missiles and then just blow him up the next turn. Alright, yeah, we can kill him. If we can kill him. Sure, we can super do that. Yeah. So that'll go down to 4, that'll go to 0, that'll go to 2. Okay. Good. Because if I play this, then I can throw this out, and I'll have 1 mana left over and let him freeze. A Super Hot had a really unique twist to the game. Something like Antichamber had, you know, very interesting initial sort of catchy gameplay with its puzzliness, but a striking art style. The Witness is a really good example, I think, of a game that like has such a sharp striking art style. I know of a lot of people who know about The Witness who really do not care in the slightest about puzzle games. I think what winds up kind of being difficult is if you're a game that's pretty good, that has an okay art style, and it's like gameplay a lot of people sort of get, and they're like, alright, cool. And it doesn't go anywhere. I feel like this is a tragedy of this platformer, Treasure Adventure World. Is that what it's called?
Jaina versus Valera.
Yeah, Treasure Adventure World.
Watch your back.
Worked on it for a really long time, and the creator just made this really tragic post where he's like, yeah, no one's playing. Really sad. No one's bought it. And if you contrast that with something like Hollow Knight, Hollow Knight I think is like a stellar example of what I would, you know, going to be referring to throughout all this. Where in Hollow Knight, it was this unbelievably well done game. The music was actually like 9 out of 10. 10 out of 10. The gameplay was like 9, 10 out of 10. Really great. I can see the art style being argued that it's not quite, you know, the striking level of Ori and the Blind Forest or Guacamelee. But it's up there, right? It's really, really notable.
Choose soon.
And at the very least, it's strongly themed. It has that strong insect theme. And when it released, you'll recall that I played it at release. Not long after. And that game had, I think, like 80,000 copies sold. When it first came out, it hit like 60. Then I played it, and it hit like 80, 90. Not as a result of me, just like saying in the time frame. And then, you know, a few big content creators made content around like, damn, what is this game? This game is incredible.
want me killed?
I'm gonna line them up. And now it's sold over 1 million.
Ha, this guy's toast.
Well, if I whack like this and go in the face, I think I'm done trading. And so yeah, I think that would be what I would say is a large consideration for the question that was all the way back up with an incoming drawing. I would spend some heavy time focusing on. And that's enough. This is 20, 30, and change. Actually, if we just start shooting, this is 7, and this is 7, so this is 14. So we can actually just kill by turn 8. This deck is stupid. So yes, work on quality. And then beyond that, I mean, there's other things that are of the form, like what grabs people's eyes. What really makes me like, huh, I haven't seen a game about X in a while. Certainly have other examples of games that are just like, oh, I've never really seen something about X. He gets ice block, that's gonna hurt. God, I'm so sick. Oh, dude, this cap is so sick. Oh my God, Chunky Spaceman, I'm just opening up your keycaps now. It's amazing. All right, did you think we lose? Think we lose? We might have lost.
Jaina versus Valera.
Watch your back. You asked for it.
Rouge. How do I value Cinderstorm? That's an interesting question. I don't really know how I value Cinderstorm. Let's see if Tristan responded. Alright, I guess I value it. I assert that I value it. Oh, I'm the man. Never mind, this is an absolute nut drawing. SORX is watching the Witness playthrough and want to play it again this time, 100%. Is the Taos Principle comparable, step up or step down? Both those games are A+ sensational. But those games are actually works of art. Story in Taos Principle is way better. Okay. Alright, nice. We win this. So Explosive Rune is an interesting one. But I think that we just Cinderstorm this. No way. It didn't manage to work. Yeah, I just go into the face. Because if he wants to, like, hit and trade, it's fine. Antechamber is one of my top 5 favorite games of all time. Houston, who gained 1.
Drink with me, friend.
Raleigh. mean, with these explosive runes, we're like almost gonna be able to kill him.
Ash to ash. Ice to meet you.
What is this man? Alright, that's basically a dead card. 14 health. I just think I do this. We'll probably have to hero power and pop this now. He has a bunch of 1 health nerds. I don't think we'll make it to turn 10. It's highly scrupulous. Alright. Just doesn't matter, dude. Ven says, after years of watching almost all Mostly Walking's highlight story times and lots of other content, just want to stop by and say thank you for so much of your calming laughter and inspiring content. Thank you, Ven. Happy to have you here, Ven. It's nice of you to say so. I'm going to celebrate by shooting a man in the face with fire. Mwah! I didn't realize we were winning so many games. This is great. We were going even for a little while, but then we just decided to win, and that's all it takes in a game that's based around randomness.
Jaina versus Anduin.
Ah, yes, a Pristo.
You asked for
A
it.
Yeasto Pristo. Is there an odd priest that does anything? Is there an odd priest worth a damn? Oh, I love that. I don't like that it mulligans on mouse up, though. Where I click and lift and... Oh. I'll keep like this. What's the schedule for this week? We're doing Dota tomorrow, Pillars of Eternity 2 on Thursday. And then I'm not doing a Thursday night show.
Someone injured?
Because I'm out of town. On Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, I'm going to be getting on a plane at 9:20 a.m. on Tuesday morning. And then landing. What? Why? What? This is by all measures an odd start. Pillars of Eternity pool. I'm gonna rock out with Mr. Questlebats out. This is awkward as hell,
We
man.
have many secrets.
We have many secrets. Why not?
Are the Shadow's puppets.
You know, I'm curious why he didn't just heal. You know? Maybe I'm the weird one? Mulligan. I want the polymorph. I just want to end him. Feels good. Checking for counterspell? Yeah, maybe. Who is this dick, man? Okay, I am gonna just try to get like another. This game's weird. This is a weird game.
Don't crack me up.
Should've made hero powered. I don't.
Let the pain speak to me.
I do feel close to death. Bye. I mean, like, this is truly a weird game. Like, he's almost out of cards, which is, like, not how you priest.
Do you like to play with fire?
Oh, it does activate, though. I mean, this is gonna look weird, but I think I actually should, like, do this, right? This at least kind of correct, like, I mean, with this draw. Fuck. I mean, I guess he's disabled. I mean, maybe I'm playing this out just, like, super wrong, but I have no clue what Sippy Whippy is.
Speak to me.
Fuck, man. I guess maybe. I mean, I'm gonna have to just rely on my Wanner Worms. Don't want to play this.
Unleash your potential.
I actually don't know what to do about these Acolytes of Pain. I mean, it looks like an Inner Fire deck. CPW 94. I mean, like, playing against him, his deck feels, like, very thought out. And so I think that's going to fundamentally put me at a disadvantage. That's why I play weird decks, because no one knows what's happening when they're against me.
Do you like to play with fire?
Oh my god, fuck. So that's his last Inner Fire. Or, excuse me, his last Divine Spirit, right? Can't believe he's done this. Oh, I'm sorry, that was Inner Fire. Oh. Well,
Just like you.
I am nothing if but a very lucky boy. Oh, well, fuck. That sucks. That's terrible. And that's gonna hit the 5 too, huh?
The power is
Alright.
here.
Some Cinderstroms, some your Antrotes. I think I'm gonna get Psychic Scremulon. Well, I have good news for myself. Oh, he's gonna double it. Oh, he's gonna double it. Dubulo? Hey, that's actually okay. I mean, this is hilarious, actually. Look at this. We're at 4 health. We're amazing.
Revel in the power.
Alright, we did it. Yeah. Well, this is where he just alpha strikes me. He just blows me up in one turn, and I... Oh, oh man. For the sweat, man. Game's making him sweat. Bam! We used no face burn on his face. We're advancing to round number 2. That was satisfactory. Alright, let me pull down my pants. Not like take off my pants, pull down my pants. I have They get bunched up.
Jaina versus Uther.
I will fight
The
with
temperature
honor.
in Oakland
asked
is
for it.
so not quite great right now. It's just not quite excellent. Get out of here, Alaneth. We need Cinder Storms. We need Arcane Missiles. We need to hurt them because we're anti-Paladini. Is it cold or something? It is BSDLP. It's
We have turned our
not
thirst into our
quite
strength.
a temperature in the bay right now. It's like not quite a temperature, if that makes sense, right?
Well
It's
met.
like I wake up, I'm getting ready for the show, it's 12:30. I'm like, it is so hot in this house. I like turn on the air conditioning. And then I'm playing and I'm like, it is freezing cold in this house. My God.
Someday I'll be just like you.
We'll trade ones and for all. You miss Flame Waker?
Roll need.
Flame Waker, eat your heart out.
We have
Well, isn't that sick?
secrets.
See you later, Paladin. I hope you succumb to Paladoom. The Jin Yu Force. Yeah, you don't get to call to arms. Much as I desired. It says, in a co-op multiplayer game, what do you think is a good win percentage at endgame content from a game design perspective? If you want to kill the 4-3, that's fine, dude.
Reporting for duty.
What's it gonna be? Totoro. Oh, cool. We're gonna deal some sick base damage then, man.
An incredible someday I'll be just
For
like you.
Dalaran.
I'm a little
For
concerned
Dalaran.
that if I
For
go like
Dalaran. For
hit here,
Dalaran.
hit here, he'll
For
consecrate.
Dalaran.
So I'm just not gonna worry about that choice and simply hit him in his face. I mean, I don't think it matters. I think that's it just depends on the game. It's sort of a contextless question. I don't think that there's like a win rate that's like the magical. Oh my god, you see Day 9 dodge that sick consecrate that one time. I mean, he still took a lot of damage, but Paladin doesn't have a board. Paladin doesn't have a lot of heal, and Day 9 has a whole lot of victory coming his way. Oh, look at this. He was like, please deal damage to my face. Please. It's arguable we could have saved the little Missy. The little,
It's time for a little blood.
little Miss Sheep in the
Reporting for
smells.
duty.
That one, certainly. I'm gonna just do this and Cinder Storm. Still play that even though he's gonna call to Schwarms. Which is no call for alarms. I'm still at 28 health. Yeah, I mean, I think that there is, you know, for co-op games, that, like, doesn't really need to be anything. I mean, I think that, like, whatever you wind up making, I'm thinking something like Payday 2. Payday 2, like, it just does not really matter. Like, how difficult, not difficult they wind up making a lot of the content, because they can easily just ramp up a few knobs. Yeah, of course I'm gonna shoot in your face. They can easily just ramp up a few knobs, which will reduce the win rate and extend the content. But at the same time, I think Payday 2 succeeds because it has like 60 different missions. It has a lot of variety of content. So it's not about having a small bit of content with... Oh, wow. Oh, Owen Wilson, wow. It's okay, we're going to draw Fireball right off the top. It's not going to be an issue. Not counterspell. I assure
Reporting
you.
for duty.
Anyway, may as well. And also Cinder Stormed, hit him in the face. Hello. There's a lot of ways to win this. So many ways to win this game. There's like a spooky number of wins that we have. Yeah, so Mr. Dragon Force, Mr. Genie Force. I want to expand upon your question. Look at this, we won. This card is... Huh.
By the holy light!
Oh, we didn't do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Thank you, Cinemonster. You're a little sweetie pie. I like talking. That's why I like streaming Hearthstone. It's easy to talk and play at the same time. It is so easy. Tarim is lethal? I don't think so. It's at 17. That'd be 15 damage. 16. 17. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Would have been lethal.
Reporting for duty.
He's scared. Alright! You know, I actually think the way we're gonna lose is it's gonna go Arcane Intellect. And then I'm gonna draw the Pyroblast. That's what's gonna happen.
Let me think.
Let's let him think. So let's see, what are our outs? It's basically Frostbolt, Primordial Glyph, Fireball, and Pyroblast. What's that? That's 5. That's a third of the deck. I think 1 out of 3 is a very large number. He's gonna play some with 3 health, and I'm gonna laugh a whole lot.
Shall not save you.
Yeah. That was so fucking clutch. That was so sick. Oh my god, that play was awesome. Holy shit, what a thinker. And the fact that it was Explosive Rune guarantees the clear. Oh my god. That was good. Well played. I mean, he's doing plays like that. I'm just drawing fireballs. It's like, I have absolutely no argument on top of that man.
Jaina versus Leandrin. My blade burns with holy
That was
fire.
good. That was good. Do I want to chuck back? The Frostbolt seems too potent. I'm like sitting here, fucking shooting him in the face every turn. I'm just gonna shoot him.
Curse into our strength.
That was amazing.
Reporting for duty.
I think I wait a turn. Play the Sorcaprint. Play the Sorcapraw. I'll play Sorcapraw. I think I'm gonna take a break in a sec here. Might just stretch my legs. Maybe I'll just stretch my legs right now. My legs are stretching! Hello, welcome to the midsection of Day 9 TV. Our camera is angled up, so everything down here looks bigger and everything up here looks smaller. Whereas if I lean, all of a sudden my shoulders look much more broad and enormous. Ah. This is the right little lady to run on down. Ah, oh, shit, crap, shoot. Okay. God, that feels a nice stretch. Is what that was. It was nice. Plated beetle. It's a plated beetle.
Reporting for duty.
We can pseudo kill him. Let's see. I mean, I can play this and shoot for 1 and hit. Yeah, I think this is. Yeah, here we go. We hit this guy. We shoot this, and then very lucky for us. I'm gonna knock these 2 guys out. Okay, that was little. Not exactly what I wanted, but that's okay. Invest in a standing desk? No. No, what? What, Rustfall? Oh my god. Hey guys, hold on. I'm just gonna adjust my standing desk on air. Oh, that was good, guys. Then I'm gonna sit back down. I love this standing desk. I can sit and stand whenever I want. Let me run out of Tempo Mage.
We have many secrets.
Standing desk standers. I don't believe it. Do I coin out and shoot him in the face? I absolutely do. I didn't do this. Is this ASMR? I should have an ASMR thing. I'm going to slap my fingers on a piece of paper. Okay, here we go, guys. This is me raking a spoon across a piece of burnt toast. Like all that stuff. Like they hold the.
Reporting for duty.
I tuned into. I think I was talking about this on air that I tuned into one of those once. And oh my god, it was so funny. Like the instant I get there, I have been tuned in for like all of a minute, and then someone's just immediately like, "Hey, thanks so much for the 6 months, Johnny B. I really appreciate it. It really helps support the channel." I was just tickled to like even on the IRL streams that are ASMR, they still do the sub callouts.
Should I?
No, and then he's gonna call to arms. I know. It's time for a little blood. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, nope. It's
For Dollar.
to the face, to the face, to the face. Hate these damn paladins, man. I'm not drawing my cinder strums. I'm a cinder man.
Options.
Oh no, it hurts. It hurts a lot. Ooh. Oh, we're getting killed. I think that's it. I think that's game. That is game.
Reporting for duty.
Cinderstorm one time? Not even once. Day 9, not even once. If I shoot this guy and fireball that guy, I can live a turn. But is it even life anymore? Shoot this guy. Yeah, I don't care. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna use the restroom, gonna refill on the water. I'm going to return. We're gonna do something a little different. We're gonna do a little bit of a change. And then we're gonna play for, oh good, we have 4 hours. Sweet, I'll see you then. Ba-da-da-da. This is the wrong screen. We're gonna put this on. See how it says 38 minutes? It's just like a big old lie. Let me just do a duration time. Just go for a good old 3. Be right back.